All right, everyone, welcome back to Last Call. Thank you so much for being here. I know some of you watch later on, so thank you very much for watching later on. Very much appreciated, trust me. I'm trying a different time here, about an hour earlier than I usually try it. We'll see how this works out. Sorry for missing last week's stream. I streamed a little bit. My schedule is a little bit funky from being in Las Vegas last week, so um, yeah, basically, I took Thursday off, but I live streamed Sunday from the Las Vegas Strip. So, yeah, I just took last Thursday off. It was intentional, nothing was wrong. Yeah, just got back from Vegas and had to catch up on some work and do stuff like that. Anyway, but thank you very much for being on right now. Very much appreciated. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm not going to go over my tip money or anything. I think for those of you who have watched my channel steadily over time, you guys have gotten a hint what kind of money I can make. I might do another money making stream, like how much I made, maybe in about a month from now. Things are actually picking up again. I think colleges are back in the area, so like last night was actually really really busy. So I'll do more money streams in the future, maybe a month from now or whatnot. But for right now, I'm actually gonna stay away from that. I'm gonna do like a cool little video or a cool live stream today on some of the crazy stuff I saw in Las Vegas while I was bartending out there. I saw some crazy stuff. Keep in mind, Vegas is a 24-hour city, so crazy stuff happens. It's 3 or 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and you can go and get a drink almost anywhere. So Vegas is a city like no other city I've ever been in. Like I said, it's a 24-hour city. You can get drinks over there. It's not like California, where at California, 2 a.m. you have to stop serving. There, it could be 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and you can get a beer anywhere that's open. So um, that's one thing. Also, um, gambling is everywhere. So you can gamble at a 7-Eleven, you can gamble at a gas station, you can gamble at a supermarket. So I'm going to do a video of some of the crazy things I've seen. So basically, with all that being said, drinking at any time, gambling anywhere, people have a little bit too much. And you've heard those old sayings, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, or, it's Vegas, go crazy, Vegas ain't ready for me, all that stuff like that. So people do go over there and they do drink a little bit more than what they should, and they do act a fool. So I have some crazy stories that I've seen in Vegas. I did one of these a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'll do kind of a part two right now. Before that, I will start with this. I always tell you guys I'm gonna have some kind of a drink while I'm talking to you guys. So I tried this one. I should say I bought this when I found it at the store. Prep, if you watch this at any point, is this the one you were talking about? Or is it the Devil's Barrel or Devil's something? I can't remember. They had both options, and I didn't have the paper with me with the one you were recommending. So I'm not sure if it was this one or if it was the Devil's Cut or Devil's Barrel or something like that. So if you watch this anytime, if you can let me know in the comments if this was the one or not. If not, I'll buy the other one at some point too. But yeah, today I'm gonna try this one just because I have it already. See if I can get it open first of all. There we go. I was gonna say, go figure, the bartender's not gonna be able to get this open, but I did. So I'm gonna try a sip of it first, just to see how smooth it is. So basically, this is by Jim Beam. Um, it's black extra aged bourbon. So this one, world's highest rated bourbon actually. So it has a trophy from 2016 for being the highest rated bourbon. That's kind of cool. Okay. Jim Beam isn't bad. Jim Beam's cool. I like Jim Beam. Um, I would say at my nightclub, Jack Daniels is number one, but it just depends what they're asking for. If they're asking for whiskey, I would say Jack is the go-to. Um, if they're asking for bourbon, the only two bourbons that my nightclub carries is Jim Beam, not this one, but the regular one, and then Wild Turkey. So if someone's asking for bourbon, that's when Jim Beam's kind of popular. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try a sip of it first, and then I'm probably gonna put some sour mix in it. So about right here, so you guys know I'm not lying. There you go. Just so you know, it was actually this I poured. It is open. I poured it out of there, so you guys don't say I poured tea in there or something. All right. So, oops. I'm gonna do two things here. I'm gonna take a sip of it just to see how smooth it is, and then I'm gonna add some, probably just the rest of the sour mix in there just to give it a little bit of taste. Okay, I have to say it is actually really smooth. I'm not a bourbon drinker, like just on the rocks or anything. I have to admit that I'm really not. But I have to admit this is actually really smooth. You didn't see me make that face like that, you know? It's actually pretty smooth. Hmm. All right, so I'm gonna put some sweet and sour mix in there now. That's pretty much done with that. Now, as you guys can see, you guys saw how much I poured in here. It's still probably like 90% bourbon. I just put a little bit some in there for some flavor, just to help me kind of down it. Like I said, it's not that it's bad. It's actually smooth. I give Jim Beam credit. It's actually a really smooth whiskey. But yeah, this is. I just put a little bit of sweet and sour mix in there just to kind of help me out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. So anyone that watches this later on, let me know in the comments where you guys from, where you watching from, anything like that. Um, I'll go ahead and get started with what I promised I was gonna go over. One of my first crazy stories I saw from Las Vegas. Right. Um, Keep in mind when I went to Vegas, I started off as a barback. I worked at a resort, a timeshare resort. I started off as a barback, then moved into bartending. Um, So I saw some crazy stuff there. I think I had a couple of stories from it on my last live stream, but this one, a lot of actually, I think all three yeah, I think all stories I have are actually from a casino I worked at. This is a medium, I would say small to medium sized casino, that's very close to MGM. It's very close to MGM. It's very close to like Tropicana. Um, anyway, I used to work there, and I was a barback slash bartender there, and I did a lot of graveyard shifts there. Graveyard means midnight to 8 a.m. And anyone that knows those shifts in Vegas know that you see a lot of crazy stuff, because you see a lot of people coming back from the nightclubs. If you're at a hotel, like on the strip or near the strip, you see a lot of people coming back from the nightclubs. They've been partying all night. It's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. They're heading back to their hotel, but before they go back to the hotel, they may want one or two more. So you have people that are already clearly intoxicated and they try to keep the party going. And you have to kind of tell them, hey, I'm sorry, I think you've had a little bit too much. Here's a water. I can't legally serve you right now. I'm sorry. So you get a lot of people that try to argue with you, or try to barter with you, reason with you, just one more, just one more. So you have to deal with a lot of that. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. So that's one thing that you see, right? Um, Unfortunately, you get to see a lot of working girls. I'll leave it at that. Working girls, girls of the night, ladies of the night, whatever you want to call them, that try to go up there and try to get people before they go back to the room, try to offer their company. I'll leave it at that. So you get to see a lot of that. Some casinos have a zero tolerance policy with that. If they know that's what they're doing, hey, you got to get out. Don't do that here. The casino I worked at was kind of lenient on it. It was like, if they're not causing trouble, we're not really going to kick them out either. I didn't agree with that because you're still kind of bugging the customers that are good paying customers at my bar. But yeah, so you had a lot of that stuff happen. Anyway, so it was just an interesting, shift to work, midnight to 8 a.m. You saw a lot of crazy stuff. So one of the craziest things I saw was I was working at one of the casino bars, right? So casino bar means it's still your own little bar, but it's facing the casino. So it's kind of wide open to the casino area. So you have cocktail servers that come up and get drinks from you because they have to serve the customers that are gambling on the floor. You have patrons that can just walk up and order directly from you, and you have people that are sitting down at your bar drinking. It was me and another bartender. We were working the midnight to 8 a.m. shift, and then we start hearing a guy that's playing craps. He's at the craps table playing, and he's clearly arguing and yelling at the dealers. Security comes up, and he's yelling at the security, he's yelling at the dealers, and he's yelling very loudly where the entire casino can clearly hear him. And he's over here, F you and suck my this, and mother effer this, and F you. And then they kept letting him play. So he would throw the dice and he would win or lose or whatever, and F you, mother effer, you can suck my blah, blah, blah. And he was just yelling, and he'd play again, throw the dice, and F you, and F you, and F you, you piece of S. And he was going off and off. And this went on for about 20 minutes, and they did not kick him out. Me and the other bartender were just like, what's going on here? He should have been kicked out immediately. You're causing a scene. You're making other guests feel uncomfortable. You're making employees feel uncomfortable. Why is he still here? But they let him go. They let him keep going. And about for 20 minutes, he was yelling and yelling and yelling. He probably got away with some of it for not putting his hands on security or anything, but it was just unbelievable that he got away for about 20 minutes of just yelling and, profanity and bad words and curse words. It was crazy that it went on for 20 minutes. All right. The Dick story. So I'm at the same bar, right? The casino bar. It's kind of very close to the main entrance. So when you walk into the main entrance of the casino, my bar is right away to the left. Walk in, bam, the bar is right there. You look to the right, front desk reception is right there. So that's where you check in, that's where you check out. That's when you have any issues with your room, you go to reception. So my bar is directly across the casino from them, right? So there's a couple of slot machines in the way, but for the most part, I have a fairly clear view of it. Um, Anyway, so a guy walks in and he's completely naked. I mean, from head to toe, he's completely naked. And he's just trying to cover his private parts with his hands. He has one hand trying to cover the front, one hand kind of covering his back area, completely naked. Goes right up to the front desk reception and starts talking to them. And it was actually the bartender I was working with. She was like, "What the heck?" And we both look over and she's like, that's weird. And she's like, "I bet you anything I know what happened. Like, he doesn't look like a homeless guy. He doesn't look like a druggie or anything. I bet you anything that he ended up hooking up with the girl or he got a working girl or he did something and they locked him out of the room. And now he's back here because he's locked out of the room without all his stuff and he's completely naked." And yeah, the front desk reception ended up giving him a towel so he can wrap himself with it. And then they ended up giving him like a sheet or a blanket or something so he can cover himself up while they were talking to him. But yeah, so he's up there and I don't know what happened. Security ended up coming and getting involved, and I don't know what happened. He was there for a good couple minutes though. And then the bartender I was working with, she's like, "I know the person at the front desk. Let me go find out what happened." Sure enough, she goes up there, and yeah, something about I think it was a working girl. He didn't want to say it though, but she ended up locking him out of his own room or locking him out of her room. I didn't understand the whole story. I don't know if it happened there at the casino or if it happened at a different casino and he had to walk the strip like that. I really don't know. But yeah, he ended up getting locked out of the room and his wallet was in there, his clothing was in there, his cell phone was in there, everything was in there. So just be careful. I know you're in Vegas to have fun. I get it, trust me. But watch your alcohol consumption if you're by yourself because there's gonna be no one there to take care of you or look after you. So just keep your best interests at mind. And then also, if you meet a stranger, just be careful because you don't know what their intentions are. You know what I mean? So sorry. So yeah, I don't know if you're. I mean, I get it. You're there to have fun, but just be careful. Look after yourself. Don't be stupid. All right. The last one is, oh yeah, this was an interesting one. So this one I was working at a casino bar, but it was a different bar further into the casino, right? It was actually more of a bar vibe. The lights were dimmer on that one. There's loud music going on. So that one you feel more like a bar. Even though it's technically a casino bar, you feel like you're actually at a bar when you sit there. The other casino bar, the lights are a lot higher and you could see more of the casino action. This is more closed off, dimmer lights, loud music. So yeah, anyway, I'm at that bar, midnight to 8 a.m. shift again, and it's probably about 3 in the morning. And for being that time, I actually had a decent amount of people at the bar. I probably had I would say about 8 people, 8 people sitting at my bar top, like at the actual bar top. And then I had about 2 or 3 tables away from the bar that were actually sitting there drinking too, and they had open tabs with me, right? So I'm there 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, something like that, and the entire electricity goes out for the entire casino. So I'm here bartending, talking to guests, interacting with guests. All of a sudden, all the power goes out. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Imagine being in a casino and the entire power out, like a power outage completely. All slot machines go dim, all lights go dim, everything goes dim. If you were sitting at the bar top playing the video poker machines at the bar top, they turned off on you. Everything in the casino just went completely pitch black. It was just the weirdest feeling to see the entire casino pitch black. So people were gambling, they couldn't do anything. If you were sitting at a table, at like a table like blackjack table, roulette table, craps table, you had to stop. And I get what you're gonna say, but you don't technically need power to run the blackjack tables. That's true, you don't. But the casinos will not operate a machine without the security cameras working. Because if you try saying, "Hey, I had blackjack and the dealer took it," they want that camera to be able to back them up. So that's why that happened. So everything basically came to a screeching halt in that casino, and it happened for about, I would say, about 45 minutes or so. Um, what ended up happening was on one of the side streets behind the casino, I guess a car hit the power pole, and it took out power to the entire casino. So emergency service had to come out here and get the power restored with that pole. I don't know what they did, but they got power restored somehow. But I would have thought that the casino would have had like a backup generator or something, but they didn't have anything. So yeah, I remember people were like, I just want to close my tab. I couldn't close it because my POS system was down. So luckily, most of them actually had cash in hand, so they were able to close their tab if they had cash in hand. And luckily, I always printed the receipt and put it with a credit card or debit card, so I at least knew how much they owed me. So I was able to close some of those tabs out with cash. But if they didn't have cash, with the power out to the entire casino, I couldn't even close out my tabs at open tabs at the bar. So that was a crazy one. Just I would have never imagined a casino not having like a backup generating power and just the casino going pitch black. Just imagine you're sitting there at a slot machine, you're gambling, and all of a sudden it powers down on you. All the lights go out, everything. It was really weird to see that. So if you guys just tuned in, that's what I'm drinking today. Like I said, prep if you're on or if you watch later. I hope that's the one you recommended to me. Yeah, so basically, like I said, in Vegas, you see some crazy stuff out there. It's just a 24-hour city. It's crazy out there. I have love for Vegas, though. I mean, I really miss it there. It's a great city. The the love people have for the city of Las Vegas, especially after the whole thing happened at Mandalay Bay with the active shooter and all that. I feel like Vegas really came together. There's a saying out there, Vegas strong, and I feel like it came from that. So, yeah, I have a lot of love for Vegas, and I think at one point I actually may be back there again. All right, the other thing I was going to cover, my travel plans, they have changed. If you guys have been watching my streams continuously, you know that I've been wanting to buy a mortgage or like buy a condo or a house or something. Unfortunately, it just looks like it's not going to work out right now, just because um, they want me to wait a few more months, and I can still apply early next year and see what happens. But I promised myself that I was gonna save up money, build up my credit, really give it one solid effort to try to do it, and I really gave it a solid effort. I did everything I wanted to. So I told myself that if that didn't work out, I actually wanted to go back overseas, maybe Thailand, for about 6 months next year. So as of right now, I'm gonna do Thailand for about 6 months. I don't know when yet. I'm thinking maybe March of next year, but that's not set in stone yet. But yeah, I'll be in Thailand for about 6 months next year. I still have a lot of planning to do. I have to look into visas because right now, if I do a visa on arrival, I think it's only for 30 days, and you can extend it twice for 30 days at a time. So that's a max total of 90 days, right? But I don't want to go through the whole having to go through immigration every 30 days and then kind of being like, okay, are they going to approve it? Are they not going to approve it? Last time I went to immigration in Thailand last year, the people there were some of the rudest people I've ever encountered in my lifetime. And that's saying a lot because the Thai people were amazing people. They were sweet people. They were very welcoming, very inviting. I met some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life in Thailand last year. And they were just so kind to me. So for them to be like that, it's like, what's going on? Why do you guys have to be so rude? But at Thailand immigration in I believe it's technically in Jomtien, but Pattaya. I mean, they were just so rude there. I left so angry because of the way I was treated. It was so bad. So I don't want to deal with that if I don't have to. So if I can get some kind of like a 6 month visa, I'd rather do that before I even get over there. So I'm looking at an education visa. There's a couple of different options I can do. One of them is learning the Thai language. I can get an education visa and I can actually sort it out before I actually even leave my home country. The other option is learning Muay Thai. If I learn Muay Thai over there, I can actually get an education visa. And there's a couple of Muay Thai centers that actually offer that. So that's another possibility. So yeah, I have to sort that out though, so that's kind of on the way. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing Thailand for a few months. When that does happen, I really will elevate this channel to a whole new level. I have so many ideas for over there. Um, Last year when I was there, keep in mind that nightlife was still closed, bars were closed, nightclubs were closed, restaurants couldn't serve alcohol. Um, Movie theaters had opened up like the last 2 weeks or the last week I was over there. Everything was still pretty much shut down. So right now, with everything being open, I believe nightlife can be open until 2 a.m. right now. And I hear a lot of rumors that it's going to be back to 4 a.m. pretty soon. So if I do this next year with nightlife being open again, I can really elevate this to a whole new level. Not to mention, I was still a brand new YouTuber last year, so I was very shy. I was very timid. I didn't have experience with the editing like I do now, and I'm still not a good editor. I'll be the first one to admit that. My editing skills are very entry level, but at least I can do the basics, you know. So, but yeah, with the ideas I have, um, with my skills, and with kind of breaking out of my comfort level in vlogging and stuff, I know I can bring this channel to a whole new level. So, if you guys have any ideas for me, what you guys would like to see out of my Thailand videos, please let me know. Um, I want to do a mixture of some travel stuff, you know, hotel tours, stuff like that. Obviously, bartending. I'm a bartender. That's what I do. That's what I know. So I'll do different like craft cocktails out there. You know, what places out there offer some really cool drinks and stuff like that. And then I want to do some with like, you know, like maybe with some Thai bartenders, like Thai female bartenders, and have like you know, like a pour off, you know, who can make the best drink and stuff like that. I have a lot of friends over there that can probably ask them like, hey, blindfold yourself and then do the Thai beer test and see if they can correct or they can correctly pick the right beer when they're blindfolded, you know. So I have a lot of ideas, believe me. I'm just so excited to get back out there and show what I can do. So that's going to be really, really cool. But yeah, a little bummed out because I really, really, really wanted my own mortgage or whatnot. But yeah, I'm actually excited to go back to Thailand too. Really excited about it. And I'm looking at a condo that's going to be about a little over 200 US dollars a month. So that's going to be super affordable for me. It has a really, like, it has a cute, I was going to use a bad word, sorry. It has a really great pool. So I'm excited for that, you know, and just kind of live up the resort style living for a few months. It's going to be really cool. And for like a little over 200 US dollars a month, it's pretty cheap. And if you stick to Thai food in Thailand, it's actually super cheap out there. So, all right, cheers, guys. So, yeah, I'm kind of at that point where I'm just kind of making my budget, you know. I already have my airline flight. It's technically to another country right now, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to reroute it to Thailand. So, I have one free change. So, just say my airfare's paid for. Um, I think it's a little bit too early to start looking at that condo and book that condo, but I can say probably around December I can start booking that condo. But if I can get it for that price, I'm seeing a little over, like it's probably like 210 US dollars a month. If I can do that, that's extremely affordable. That's definitely within my budget. And then budget, like, okay, if I have my own condo, at least I can eat in my house or in my condo at least once or twice a day, right? But Thai food out there is so cheap and so affordable that even if you eat one or two times out per day and you stick to Thai food, it's actually very affordable anyway. You can get chicken fried rice, at least when I was there last year, you can get chicken fried rice for about 50 baht. 50 baht is about what, $1.85, something like that. So for a whole chicken fried rice meal, for like $1.80, $1.85, that's super cheap and very affordable. So even if I eat out one or two times a day, it's still within my budget for sure. If you do order Western food though, Western food is more expensive. So if you go with a hamburger, a steak, um, any kind of Western food like that, like a club sandwich or anything, then you're paying more money because that's technically imported food. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. But there's a lot of good deals out there, and if you stick to Thai food, it's super affordable. You also have to give yourself a budget for like how many times you're gonna go out to drink. You know, again, if you stick to just little small beer bars with that aren't anything fancy, you can probably get a bottled beer for about 50, 60 baht. Just say 60 baht. That's about almost $2, you know? So $2 per beer. Even if you go out and have two or three beers, that's about what, $4, $6, something like that. Just say you leave a tip, which our money out there goes a long way, you know? So even if you leave them like a $2 tip for that, they're extremely happy, and that goes a long way out there. So, you know, but yeah, it's you have to make your budget factoring all that in there. How many times a week are you gonna go out drinking? You know, things like that. So, but yeah, it's very affordable out there. I'm super excited to go back. Like I said, bummed out about the my own place not working out, but I can still give it one more push next year. I don't know if I want to do that again, but I can give it one more solid effort, maybe in like February of next year, see if it works out or not. But I feel like the time to plan for the 6 month trip would be now anyway. So again, props to Jim Beam because that black barrel or that black label aged whiskey is actually really really solid. So I'm a big fan of it. It's actually really smooth. So yeah, basically in the near future, I just got back from Vegas last week, so I don't have any travel plans per se for the near future. I do want to do a Mexico trip, just Tijuana, Mexico, like an hour and a half drive from me. Then I cross by foot. I might do that, um, but yeah, that might be in about 2 or 3 weeks from now. So every time I go out there, I actually make some solid content out there. Um, I do like some drinking videos. I show like micheladas. I showed a shot factory out there that lights your shots on fire while you drink them. It's pretty cool stuff. I actually have some really cool TJ videos, some really cool Mexico videos. Some of my fondest memories in the last year are from Mexico. I gotta say, I have a great time in Thailand though too. But I would say my better quality videos are from Mexico. Maybe it's just because I speak Spanish. I'm half Mexican, so I feel like I kind of can film a little bit more, and I feel like it's my own culture. In Thailand, I felt like I was a little bit more like I didn't want to step on anyone's toes, by being out there. I didn't know if they were gonna be mad for me for filming or whatnot. So yeah, some of my cooler videos are actually from Mexico. I have a boat tour where it was a completely see-through boat, so you can see fishes underneath the boat. It's on my channel. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I actually think that's probably one of my favorite videos, although it doesn't get watched nearly as much as I would have expected it to. But that's probably one of my favorite videos. It was just such a cool experience, a beautiful view. There was one point where we dropped food for the fishes right next to the boat, and the fishes just swarmed under the boat, all over the boat, and because it was completely see-through, you can see the fishes everywhere. It's really cool. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorite videos. One of my other favorite videos is it's from that same trip when I was in Los Cabos or Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. It's called Vidanta Resort. That one is actually one of my trending videos right now. It's, I think, my number one or number two most top viewed video. But it's a beautiful resort in Los Cabos, Mexico, or Cabo San Lucas. Um, I did a really cool a really cool video of the resort, the pool, and the restaurant that they have inside of it. It's a beautiful resort. I'm sure it's up there in price to stay there, but man, it was such a beautiful resort. So yeah, check out some of those videos from Mexico. I have a playlist of my Mexico ones, but check it out because I have some cool stuff on there. Other than that, I see a couple people just jumped on. Cheers. Thank you very much for being on. I'm drinking the Jim Beam right now. Here, I'll show you. I'm drinking this one right now. It's kind of something I do on my live streams. I always try to drink something. Since I'm a bartender, just try something different. But this is like their aged whiskey. It's actually really good. So yeah, anyway, so I have some cool stuff coming up in the near future. I really want to go to Mexico too because dentist work is a lot cheaper out there, and I really want to get a teeth whitening. So I'm pretty happy with my teeth for the most part. I wore Invisalign for 2 years. They came off last year. Actually, a little over a year ago, I got them removed. So I'm pretty happy with my teeth. They're straight and everything, but I just want to get a teeth whitening done. And when you're bartending out here, you don't really get benefits for like health and dental and all that. So I think I'm gonna go to Mexico and get a teeth whitening done over there. It's pretty cheap out there. I've gotten some work done out there. I've gotten a teeth cleaning and a whitening done over there, and they actually did a great job. They probably did one of the best teeth whitening jobs I've ever done out there. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, I have some cool content coming up. I'm really excited for the stuff I'm going to be doing on my channel. This is probably a good time to end the stream. It wasn't going to be a long one. It was just going to be a short one. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, I took a break away from the how much I made as a bartender. Give it about a month, maybe 3 weeks, and I'll bring that back. I just didn't want to do the same thing over and over again and get you guys tired of it. So for all of those of you that popped in for a while and watched this live stream, thank you so much. I actually really appreciate it. I'm really trying to boost this channel up, so thank you. Hit the like button for me if you haven't. For those of you that are going to watch it later, thank you so much. It's equally as important. I really appreciate it. Um, yeah, just please hit the like button for me. If you have any suggestions for videos, please drop it in the comments below. And yeah, just thank you so much. Please do not drink and drive. Please drink responsibly. Just make today happen, make today count. It's a beautiful day. The time for you to get started on something you want to start, it's not tomorrow, it's not next week, because you're going to keep prolonging it. The time is now. Keep that in mind. So, thank you so much. I hope that was inspiring.